Hi, a lot of people have asked me how I did this, so today I'm going to show you. So I've added these objects. Here's a raindrop, here's a value holder and a player. This player can only move around and the screen will follow him. So the other two objects doesn't have any values yet, so let's add some. The value holder needs 3 values. The first one will be the center the center of the screen on the X position, so center X, and then center Y, and the third one will be rain intensity. And the raindrop needs 6 values. It's going to have a subpixel movement, so we need X pos, Y pos, XL, Y vel, speed, and a fall timer. So let's start by setting the values for the value holder. So let's set the center X screen. How you do this is take the left visible edge of the frame, plus then we want to add half of the screen size. So we take the right visible edge minus the left visible edge and divide this by 2. So this here is half the screen size, and then we add it to the left side of the frame, so this thing will be in the center. Let's do the same for the center Y. Top visible edge plus bottom visible edge minus top visible edge. Divide that by 2. And then let's make it so that we can change the rain intensity. So when we're scrolling up, we want to add 1 to the rain intensity. So we'll set it to its same initial value plus 1. And when we scroll down, we want to subtract 1, but we don't want it to go below 0, so do this max value of 0, or this here. So now if we add a counter, we can see the rain intensity. Just put it there, set the effect to inverted so it's easier to see. So now we also want to set the counter to the rain intensity. So now when I try it, I can change the value. So now let's get into the coding of the raindrops. So first we want to create the raindrops. We will do this by starting a fast loop. Let's just call this rain, and we'll start this as many times as the value of the rain intensity is. So on the loop rain, we want to create raindrops. It doesn't matter where you put it, just I like to put it here. And then we need to give the values to the raindrops. So first we need to set the positions. So we want to create this not only inside the screen, but outside as well, so they enter the screen. So let's make a random range. A random, and the lowest value first, so left visible edge minus 600, and then the highest number is right visible edge plus 600. So now it will give a value from 600 outside the left side to 600 outside the right. And let's set the Y position, or the Y pos. Let's do the same, R random. Lowest value first, so top visible edge minus 600. And bottom visible edge plus 600. You can adjust this however you like. In my other example I use this. And then we have to set the fall timer. This will change how long they're alive. So I put it to 2 plus random 5 in my other example, so I'll do the same here. And then so now we create a lot of rain right there. You can see the objects increasing. Actually, when you use this effect, you should increase the number of objects that you can have in your frame to 20,000. If not, they're going to exceed 1,000 really quickly, as you can see. Also, you should uncheck everything on this that might drop the frame rate. So yeah, like don't use fine detection, or yeah, and don't make them inactive if they're too far from the frame, because when you move around they will be created outside the frame and they might be inactive if you put it on yes or automatic, and then you'll just keep on stacking objects and you'll eventually reach the cap. So when these are still alive, so when the fall timer is greater than 0, then we want to move them. So we want to set the speed. So they will move faster the further away they are from the center of the screen. So just write exactly the same as I did. I did a lot of tweaking and testing to figure this out. So the absolute value of the center x minus the x position of the raindrop plus the absolute value of the center y minus the position of the rain, y position, and then mess up some. put all of these in parentheses and multiply them by 0.015. This here is, if you make this higher, they will move faster, and if you make it lower, they will move slower. And if you make them too fast, you will see that they only end up in the middle. So if you want them to fall faster, you should also either decrease the fall timer, so just add less to the fall timer here, or you can put them further away from the screen. So now we want to set the make the subpixel movement, so we just set the xpos to its xpos plus xval. Set the ypos to its ypos plus yval. Set the xval to cosine angle. Yeah, multiply this by the speed. Multiply by speed. And set the yval to 0 minus sine angle multiplied by the speed. So this, and then we want to set the x position to its xpos and the y position to its ypos. So this makes it move in the direction it's facing. So now they don't have any, they have their direction initially is 0, so to the right. That's why they move to the right all the time now. Also, let's make another one of these. We want, you can, I guess you can put it on the same event as this, but I like to keep them separated to when I add comments to make it easier to understand what's going on. So this, we can actually add some comments now. This is the moment of rain, or X-rain move, yeah. And now we want to change the angle and size of rain. So here we want to set the angle to 802, the y position of the raindrop minus the center y of the screen, and the center x of the screen minus the position x. This will make it face towards the center of the screen all the time. So if we just put the maximum quality here, so now they will always fall towards the screen. So now we want to change the scale. This will be absolute value of actually we can just copy, it's the same as this speed, so just copy this before the multiplication, set the x scale to this and multiply it by the fall timer. So the fall timer will be at its maximum value when it's first created. So that's when we want it to be largest. So multiplied by fall timer multiplied by 0.025 and just set 1 for quality. So let's test this. So now they will decrease the further decrease in size the closer they get to the center of the screen, but we also want them to decrease in size and hit the ground like here, not just in the center. So we will also subtract from the fall timer 0.1. Whoops, spreads. We want to subtract it. Subtract 0.1 from fall timer. Let's test this. So now they end up everywhere, and if you notice, it looks like they appear out of nowhere. So when we create them, we want to set the semi-transparency to 128, and here we want to add to the semi-transparency. So set the semi-transparency to its semi-transparency plus 5. So now they will enter much smoother. Let's see, minus 5. Here. So now it doesn't look like they appear out of nowhere. Now when the fall timer is 0, then let's say 0 or lower, just so we don't accidentally have any of them left. You don't want to destroy them. And I added bring to the back so they don't end up in front of the player on the splash animation. Also, when you create the raindrop, you should have a disappearing animation like this, and the stopped animation should be like 2x2 and just have 1 pixel in the center. This will make it so that the raindrops are more intense towards the ground. If you can see, it's it looks like it's diminishing the further away you go from the ground. If I were to put this here instead, then it would be opposite. It looks like they're going upwards if you freeze the image. So, or if I do this, just put it as a 1 pixel, then they will just be straight lines. It doesn't look as good. So, of course, it's up to your personal preference, but I think this looks good. So now we don't see any splash animations unless they're out here, because these are so small that we don't see them because the scale is reduced so much. So we also want to set the scale to 1. So now you can see they're splashing at the same size wherever they hit the ground. So there you have it. 3D like rain. I hope you liked it and that you learned something, and I'll see you next time.